Well, the fire sale has already began in Cleveland. They have traded away Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills in a thing that the Buffalo really needed, that number one wide receiver after the loss of Stephon Diggs. But it brings up the question that how much are the Cleveland Browns going to give away? They are trying to recoup. They lost those draft assets for Deshaun Watson. They are stuck with him for the next couple of years. And while we might have another Myles Garrett video somewhere down the line, if he becomes more and more of a reality, I think he is possible but not plausible. There is another name that has come up, and people in the comment section and on Twitter have asked me about this guy. I really didn't look into him too much because I really didn't think the Detroit Lions would look in his direction. But now with what Dan Campbell said, as far as what they're looking for, kind of a role player type guy, this guy could be one that we look at, and his name is Za'Darius Smith. Now, Za'Darius Smith has some history in the NFC North. He was drafted with the Buffalo Bills. Well, let's go over that real quick. He was drafted with the Baltimore Ravens. You notice that a lot of these edge rusher, linebacker players, they start off on the Baltimore Ravens. It is crazy to me. All right, so let's look at Za'Darius Smith. He drafted in the 4th round in 2015. He just turned 32, so you know he actually fits the bill of what Brad Holmes will be looking for. Still very productive, though, 6'4", 270, and so far this season has 3 sacks. Now, let's look at his total career right here. Drafted by the Baltimore Ravens, played his entire rookie contract there, then signed to the Green Bay Packers as a free agent. In 2021, things got a little dicey. I can't remember what happened here. It was some drama between Za'Darius Smith, Preston Smith, Green Bay Packers. I don't think he was hurt, but he only played 1 game. He could have been hurt, but I remember some other drama happening as well. Then he signs with the Minnesota Vikings in 2022, spends 1 year there, but he signed a 3-year deal in Minnesota. $42 million, 3-year deal, but only played 1, so something is afoot there, and then signed with the Cleveland Browns, playing all 16 games last year and 6 so far this season. Had 5.5 sacks in 2020. His first year with Cleveland had 10. His lone year in Minnesota had 10. And then coming off 12.5, 13.5, 8, 3.5, 5, 1. So Za'Darius is he's a really good player. He is a good player. I remember him being in the North with the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, he was with the Minnesota Vikings for that 1 year, but I really remember him with the Green Bay Packers, and he used to be a problem for us. Now, as far as his salary, what is he looking for this season? All right, so in 2024, Smith will earn a base salary of $1.2 million and a signing bonus of $10.7 while carrying a cap hit of $5 and a dead value of $19. That's a little high for a guy that you could be getting rid of, but he could be on the trade block. I think he is, because check this out. Even though they signed him to a 2-year deal, okay, they have a potential out after this year. So if Za'Darius Smith was to get traded, he would be under contract for next year. His salary next year would be, base salary would be 1.5. Signing would be 4.4, just a little over 4 million. Got a roster bonus. And then what is your, as I scroll down here, hate to cite sometimes, his cap hit in it's actually more next year, but then his dead cap goes down. So I really could see the Cleveland Browns parting ways with Za'Darius Smith. I mean, the one guy that you are strapped to no matter what is Deshaun Watson. He's not going anywhere. He's not going to be. You don't put guaranteed money on the bench. You know, his dead cap hit is $76 million. That dude is going to play, even if he plays horribly. So with that being said, plus you've got to recoup some draft capital, right? For giving him up. Your team didn't get any better. It got worse, as a matter of fact. They were playing better with Joe Flacco. So I don't think that Myles is preposterous. I think it's, like I said earlier, it's possible but not probable. I think he would be like a last minute kind of. But here's the thing too. I looked at the AFC North all three teams have 3 games before the trade deadline. The Browns play the Ravens. It's so many games being intertwined between that division. I think only one team wins 1 week. I think the Cincinnati Bengals win. They win twice. They go 2-3, or 2-1 in the next couple of weeks. I think everybody else loses. I think that both the Ravens, okay, so the Ravens still not including the Steelers. Basically, I think the Browns are going to have the worst record in the NFC North by the time the trade deadline hits. So again, we'll revisit Myles Garrett the more that might seem probable or possible. But I think this one is possible. Now, Za'Darius Smith, I know nothing about his character. I know nothing about his work ethic. I do know that Dan Campbell said today that you've got to help out on the run. Like, we're looking for a role player dude who's able to help out on the run too, because we lost a good one in Hutch. Like, we lost a lot with Aiden Hutchinson. He might not have been the best to me. He was above average, and for a defensive end to be stopping the run, Aiden was above average. If you look, he was in those tackles a ton. I even think he was better at stopping the run than Nick Bosa. That's just me, right? So I would not be opposed to this. Like I said, I'm at the point now, it is what it is. Dan Campbell seems very confident that we're going to win with what we have. He said today, if we get somebody, cool. If we don't, cool. We just going to work with what we've got. And I'm not going to stress out over not having an edge rusher. Hopefully our guy can come back stronger than ever next year. He did that when he got hurt in Michigan, so I totally expect him to do it now. And maybe during the draft or something, we can get somebody to help this guy, because Aiden will be going into year 4. We need that fresh rookie wet behind the ears who can make an impact. So that's what I'm looking for. I'll make free agent videos and stuff like that. And as far as you guys, I'm not giving up. I am not giving up on this season. I'm from Detroit. I'm a Detroit Lions fan. Giving up is not what I'm doing. I am. You ever heard you're washing your hands or something? That's what I am. I'm not going to stress out. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to do all of that because we didn't get a pass rusher. Like, I've done that. I finally got to a point where it's just like, you know what, man, just win. Just win. I don't care how we do it, because I've said that. I don't care how we do it. I feel like getting to the quarterback helps that. I think it helps the defense overall be better. But I don't run a football team. I just support it. And that's what I'm going to do. I might not like it, but listen, where we're at now, if we sign anyone, I'll be happy. I'll be, like you said today, we signed a practice squad dude. Put him out there. I mean, Bruce Irvin got a sack right away. So put him out there, man. Unleash the kid. Let's see what we got. I'm just trying to win. Whatever it takes to win. Like, that's what Dan Campbell literally said. Whatever it takes to win. Find a way to win. So as long as the Lions find a way to win, that's all I care about. I want to do it. I would love to do it flashy. I would love to have a legit defense, an elite defense. I would love to have 2 elite pass rushers. I would love to be the Baltimore Ravens D, the Jets D a few years ago, where you are terrified of our defense. Might not be there. But more than all of that, I want to see the Lombardi. I want to be on Woodward in a freezing cold with a Super Bowl parade. That's all I care about. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on Za'Darius Smith. I think it's logical. We're going to be in the realm of logical pass rushers, guys that logically make sense. So we're going to talk about another pass rusher as well, probably in a video tomorrow, one that is familiar with a coaching member of our team already. So stay tuned for that. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. And don't forget about the green gridiron. I will make that the pinned comment of pretty much every video, because this sale that they have going on is fantastic. You guys already know, if you spend $50, you get 5. If you spend 100, you get 10. If you spend 250, you get 40. If you spend 500, you get 100. If you spend 1,000, you get $250 off, for a total of 75% off. And you get to use my promo code LS24 to save you some additional percent off as well, so you can stack. We back to the double stack, so I don't want y'all to miss this opportunity. They don't tell me how long this, as far as how often they're going to do these. So let me know your thoughts down below. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. So like I told you guys, you just reach a point. You can call it growth. You can call it maturity. You can call it whatever. I'm just tired. You reach a point where you just get tired. You have to decide how much energy are you going to give to a particular something, especially when you don't have any control over it. And that's the point that I'm at. I have my beliefs on what this team needs to win, but at the end of the day, I'm a dude sitting in the basement talking about his favorite team. I have no input, no control. My opinion does not matter. So I'm not going to stress out about what they do. If they do it, they do it. But by no means am I giving up. This is not a face of defeat. This is a face of acceptance. I've grieved for the loss of Aiden Hutchinson, and now I've accepted. And maybe that isn't acceptance one of the stages of grief. And maybe that's why I've accepted this, because I've grieved for the loss of Aiden Hutchinson, a guy that I've wanted for a long time, and he was on pace to Rookie of the Year, realizing you can't replace that, and realizing that I've been asking for we all have been asking for somebody, for Brad to do something, and then accepting the fact I have zero control over it. So anyway, there you go. I'll see you guys in the next video, but trust me, I'm fine.